Hello, everybody. Hope you're all well wherever you are in this world. We are all together, and let me just tell you why I'm doing a solo podcast. So I'm doing a solo podcast because I have no idea what I'm going to talk about. Being an Indo-Canadian, I've been watching this. Um, I've been watching the world this week, the explosive world this week, and I am totally astounded and totally speechless. I do not know what is happening. So in first of all, I got scared, and we got scared. We being Indians in Canada, we were very scared that we won't be able to go back home, because that was what the government was doing, stopping visas. I'm worried about so many thousands and thousands of Canadians, Indo-Canadians, who would want to go back home. So in the process, I'm just wondering if this is not going to escalate any further, and that the visa services will resume soon. On that note, let me start this podcast saying what we as Indo-Canadians feel about this situation over here. I'm sure there are hundreds and hundreds of Indians who are so insecure now at this point. I'm just wondering. We came to this country and we settled here. It's not that we have lost any love for our own country. I don't think anybody has done that. Barring a few, and definitely I know a few who don't have any love for their own country, own motherland. I consider Canada my adopted motherland, so it's okay to love two countries. It's okay to be a global citizen, and it's okay to not feel stand up for every national anthem. It's okay to respect every country, but I don't see anything wrong in that. But of late, we've been kind of asked to choose. That kind of thing. It happened. It was it was in the annual. The whole thing was in the annual that we were asked to choose. No, we cannot choose. No, I'm sorry. So, heart of heart, and this particular issue, heart of heart, definitely I would support India, because India has been the underdog for a long, long time, and the West has been ignoring India for a very long time. Now, if you ask me, when US barged into Iraq and killed Saddam Hussein, nobody said anything. When US went into Afghanistan for 20 years and killed every terrorist and killed Osama bin Laden, nobody said anything, right? So now if India does it, it becomes India, even if there is no proof. I'm not saying India has done it, but if such a thing happens, now everybody is getting alerted. Why would that happen? If I cannot take care of the cockroaches in my house, and if somebody comes and kills them, because the cockroaches are affecting his house also, in the same process, the cockroaches have come from their building to ours, their house to our house. And if they come in and they keep on telling us, kill the cockroaches, kill the cockroaches, they're infesting the world, they're infesting the entire neighborhood. So if they come and just kill them one fine day, and I should be thanking them instead of telling them, why did you encroach into my private space? That's being silly and being very, very childish. I mean, grow up. And no country should be harboring terrorists. No country. So and also there has been a irresponsible support of the Nazis in Canada, in the parliament. I cannot believe it. Though the speaker has expressed his apologies in so many terms, I was just watching this video, and all that. So I'll just show you the screenshot I have. Even if he has asked for forgiveness and he has said sorry, but millions and millions of Jews are hurt. by one country's one irresponsible move. So what are we doing in Canada? What is happening? I had always invited people to come to Canada. Please come here. This is the place where human rights are given the absolute respect. Dignity of labor is here. It's a beautiful country with a lovely weather and fantastic pollution-free country. And this country needs people. It's such a huge country. It's a vast country. It needs immigrants. It needs people to build up its economy, which is where all the immigrants come in. So the country actually is built on immigrants. So whoever considers themselves to be, original Canadians, they should also think and look back and see who had come to Canada. There was somebody who came to immigrate to Canada first. The original inhabitants of Canada are actually the First Nation people, whom we ignore so much. They are the Inuits, the First Nation people. Okay, so you have to get that clear in your head, that nobody had been an original resident of Canada. And all those people who think they are Canadians and immigrants should go away, they should remember somebody from their family had come to Canada first. And they may have been born here and they've been living here for years, and they consider this home. But eventually you are also an immigrant. So this country has built on immigrants and is going to continue to do so. Now, if this kind of a thing happened, to be in that position, to be able to understand that your economy is getting built on immigrants, you need to be friendly with those countries who are sending the immigrants to you, because it's like a two-way traffic. Okay, so it was all okay for such a long time. When Stephen Harper was here, Modi came, and I remember covering that event when I was working for a newspaper as a managing editor. I can remember covering Modi's event, and he said that after 22 years or 28 years, like he said in his typical dramatic way, that India has first sent somebody to Canada. I mean, India has come to Canada. Okay, that's good, that's fine. And Harper government actually welcomed Canada. It was such a beautiful moment. But then what happened? Why did Trudeau suddenly start dancing balle balle when he went to Punjab and went with his family over there? Nobody, people were not really happy with that, because you can mix around with a certain sect, but you cannot mix around with a terrorist sect, a sect which is a particular section of the community who are considered terrorists in another country. That's going into dangerous waters anyway. How brave you are, Trudeau, to go into such dangerous waters. It's like going to Al Qaeda and saying, yeah, I support Al Qaeda. It's like that. I support the ISIS, and okay, I'm going to invite some ISIS because they're funding me, so it's fine. I can invite ISIS. I can protect them in my country. Is that any logic behind it? So all these news channels, Canadian news channels, CBC, CTV, and other channels, they were initially talking sense. Like, this is really sense, because no country can harbor terrorists. Then something happened over the weekend, and they started talking in Justin Trudeau's tunes. Maybe, they were, this is why I have never gone into journalism properly in this country, because I've seen this kind of, pressure from the government, to adhere to this. There is really no media freedom in this country. This really not. It's a bubble. Canada is a bubble, and they apparently show that there is media freedom, but there is no media freedom. There is no freedom for the press, nor for individuals. I don't think there is much freedom for the individuals. Though people are talking a lot on Twitter, they are like bashing up the government, they're bashing up, almost trolling everything. But I would say it's limited, because most of the people's their names are all masked. So masked. They do not want to speak out aloud. Democracy is not a very, very open thing in Canada. Most importantly, people did not need to speak out so much. Earlier people were past last week, people were really generally very happy with the situation. So there was some disgruntlement, definitely a lot of thing that there's this Canada housing problem which is growing and growing, and the bubble is about to burst. There's so much, and the prices of housing are just unjustifiably, huge. You don't know why it is so big. So that is going to burst soon. And then the housing problem is that, and then there is inflation, terrible inflation. I have been watching the prices of things grow from 2020 to 2023, just 5 times 6 times jump. This kind of an inflation in other country would have met with a lot of protests, but people are not on the streets. They are not protesting on the streets as yet. People are protesting over social media and other forms of protest, but they're not on the streets really. And then the job market is zero, complete zero. Please check the job market before coming to Canada, because the job market here has gone down to zero. There is no permanent jobs, almost zero permanent jobs. All are contractual or freelancing jobs available, and there's only job markets that are available are the retail market, the banking market, and the insurance market is also down, because people are not driving cars, they're working from home, so the car insurance has gone down. Okay, so the only market that you can really get into the real estate is the real estate market, okay, over in Canada, where you can make some money. But I would really suggest, I would really say, if you are an engineer, if you're an architect, a doctor, please stay where you are. You are getting your best results over there. Maybe not in monetary terms, maybe not in financial terms. Do not, do not be any more greedy than you already, like whatever you have, be happy with that, because here the situation is terrible. It's terrible in Canada right now. So do not come here, and it's only going to go down. The job market is not going to pick up, in fact. So yeah, so let me just show you how the people are trolling Canada. Yeah, so I have more or less covered all the points that I wanted to say, and now just watch the thing in. Okay, so here they say Jewish group demands apology, and now what's happening? The trolls. So why were Nazis living in Canada? Then you mean the guy that calls everyone a Nazi preaches a real Nazi? So that's a troll going on Twitter, whole thing. Then there is troll here on Twitter. The Kremlin says it's outrageous that a Ukrainian man who served in one of the Adolf Hitler's units during the Second World War was presented to Canadian Parliament last week as a hero. So this is going on over here in Twitter. Okay, and this is not good. Okay, so no boyfriend until 2041. In YouTube also, on YouTube, Trudeau faces fire from Russia. Batra's burning question: how did obviously Nazi gets invited? Then obviously security outside Indian missions. Okay, and House Speaker is sorry for inviting. So okay, so this is all I'm showing you on my feed. I'm sure you have those feeds in your well. So the thing is that it's very difficult right now to living in Canada. It's very difficult right now. You do not know if the government is doing something wrong. Obviously you cannot support the government, right? It's not a question of patriotism or nationalism. It's not a question of being a Modi bhakt or something. But I do appreciate the fact that Indian government is tracking down the terrorists, whichever country they are in. Maybe they are actually doing that. So I really appreciate that, and hats off to you guys. Really hats off to you. So I think cockroaches are cockroaches. Whoever kills them, be happy they're killed. So I do not want to even equate cockroaches with terrorists, because cockroaches are not harming you that way. I mean, they're not killing you. They're not that bad as terrorists are. Cockroaches do not kill their own kith and kin. I don't want to equate any animal with these hayvans, and that they're devils or demons of some sort. I don't want to even go there, but I want to just assure you through my video to all my Sikh friends who are there living in Punjab in harmony and living in Canada in harmony. We grew up going to gurdwaras, and we grew up appreciating and loving all religions. So we do not have any. In fact, I have the best of friends among the Sikh community. So please do not feel that everybody is kind of clubbing you with the terrorists. The terrorists have no religion. Basically, terrorists have no religion. So that's where it stands. Thank you for watching my channel, and please like and subscribe and share as much as you want to. This is an Indo-Canadian speaking on this particular global issue. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you. Bye bye.